Hi, my name is Corinne Peterson, and I am going to present a speech about how to ski. I have one audience member, and she's my sister. Say hi, Gemis.
Hi.
Okay, let's get started. One cold morning, my family and I were getting ready to go skiing, and we were in a bit of a rush. My dad was hurrying to get all of our ski equipment into the back of the truck, and my mom was packing our lunch, and my siblings and I were trying to get dressed. And we set out to go skiing, and we went up this very long, windy hill to the top of the ski resort, and we got out, and it was a cold, windy day, and as we got dressed and we got our skis, and I grabbed my poles, I realized I only had one pole. Anyway, so there wasn't much I could do, and so I just went along with the rest of the family, and we set off. And we started on this pretty easy trail, and then it came out to this really steep hill. And when I was at the top of this hill, I was trying to turn, and it was really icy, and I ended up slipping and falling because I only had one pole, and so I couldn't hold myself up. So as I began falling, there was nothing for me to stop. I tried to look for branches or anything to grab onto, and of course it's just snow. And so I just kept sliding. And at first I was a little bit scared, and then as I got to the bottom of the hill, I realized there was nothing I could do. So I just began to laugh because that was all I could do. And I was fine. I got to the bottom of the hill safely, and then I just kept on skiing. So I've been skiing for about 13 years now. It's super fun. I love to go skiing with my family and my friends, and it's really good exercise. I'm going to talk about how to ski, the importance of being prepared, and having a good attitude. So, first, how to ski. One of the most important things is your brake. With your skis, you're going to tilt them in on the inside of their edges, and you're going to make a triangle, otherwise known as a pizza. That's what we call it. And this slows you down and stops you. It just makes friction with the snow and keeps you from sliding. So that's really important so that you don't crash into a tree or anything. And then another thing, this is just basics, but when you start skiing, you want to bend your knees, and you want to weave S curves down the hill, down the slope. And so you're just going to go big S's right across the hill. And again, you want to stay on your edges, depending on, of course, like if you're going left, then you're going to be on your left, and you want to keep those edges on the side of the hill so that you don't slide. And you make sure that when you, let's say if you're turning left, then you want to put all your weight on your right foot to turn. And then if you are going right, then you want to put all your weight on your left foot to turn. Also, make sure you don't do a French fry. That is just where you have your skis straight forward. This makes you go really fast, and if you're just beginning, then that would be really scary and not fun. So, yep, just weave S curves down the slope, just nice and easy, and use your brake. The next thing I want to talk about is being prepared. You want to make sure that you will always have warm clothes, of course, because, there's snow, so of course you're going to be cold. So lots of layers, jackets, coat, hat, gloves, things like that. Also, you want to make sure that you have the right equipment, that you have your skis and your poles, and make sure that you also have a helmet because you never know what's going to happen and you want to stay safe. Also, check the weather. You never know how cold, or maybe it's warmer up on the slopes that day, and so you just want to make sure that you're prepared and know what's going to happen that day. Also, you need to be familiar with how comfortable you are with skiing. So, if you're just beginning, then you want to start going on some of the harder levels. You'd probably just want to stay in the bunny slopes all day. and that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you know and understand that. Lastly, it's also a lot of exercise, so just understand that you're probably going to be sore just because it's a lot of hard work. Next, I want to talk about having a good attitude. This is really important, I think, with anything that you are just learning or even anything that you are really good at. Sometimes I still get frustrated when I'm skiing, or if I don't do as well, if I fall or whatever. So just make sure that you're always staying positive and happy, because it makes a difference. Also, if you're just beginning, make sure to have patience, because it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time and practice to become good. And so just make sure that you just keep getting up after you fall. That's really important. Also, make sure that you have control, depending on how fast or how slow you're going. I remember one time I was going pretty fast, and I ran into an adult man and totally knocked him over because I was going too fast. And so you just want to make sure that you remember how fast or slow you're going, and that you are aware of other people. Going along with this, you also want to make sure that you have good sportsmanship. This is really important, just because we are all people and we all want to be treated with respect and kindness. Especially when you never know who's going to have a hard day. I remember one time when I was 7, my brother and I were riding on the ski lift, and we saw this guy make a jump, and he fell and tumbled, and he was covered in snow and powder. And my brother whispers in my ear, and he says, "Corinne, you should call that guy a loser." And so I lean over the edge of the ski lift. I'm still holding on, of course. And I say, "Loser!" And the guy looks right up at me, and I'll never forget that face. And I just felt so bad because, just because that probably didn't hurt, but still, always make sure that you're always kind and respectful towards others, because again, you never know what's going on with that person. In conclusion, I would just like to say that skiing can be a really fun experience, especially with your friends and family. It's just a really good time to bond and have a fun time. I always love feeling the cold on my face and just the rush of the wind as I'm going down some of the slopes. It's fun to go fast. And again, it's always important to have the right equipment and be warm, because, these are some of the key things to make sure that you are having a good time. Sometimes it will be cold, it will be hard or icy, but always remember just to have a good attitude and you will have fun. Again, I love skiing. I've done it for about 13 years, and I just think it's so fun to go soaring down those hills in all the powder and things. So I love skiing, and I hope you will too.